Hi everyone, my name is Cory Smith and the goal of my videos is to help you understand music. So today I'm going to be talking about the movie Soul and a certain music theory conundrum that stuck out to me in one of the pieces composed by Trent, Reznor, and Atticus titled Epiphany. Now, first of all, this movie it's awesome. The music is overall, I think, really great. The music composed by Reznor and Ross is awesome, as well as all of the stuff composed by John Batista. I'm not sure if I pronounced his name correctly. It might be Batiste. Now, this song Epiphany, it's one of the tunes that's more vibey and mellow. And overall, this song, it's really, really straightforward. It's simple. And I want to talk about it because there's this one moment, or I guess I should say there's one chord that happens twice in the piece that has been just bothering me because I can't figure out what it is. Now, the chord I want to talk about, it happens about, let's see, right here in the song. This is what's the timestamp? About 1:42 into the song. And I just put G major 7 here. I don't think that that's the actual chord. But let me give you some reference first. So we're in the key of C for Epiphany, and the BPM is 70 beats per minute. Let me play you the moment that this chord happens. And actually, before I even do that, let me just contextualize where like our harmonic center is. Here's our 2, our 5, our 1. That's 1. And leading up to this moment that we're going to talk about, there's this piano motif going on. It kind of goes like this. And then the next chord that happens, it's something like, I don't know if that's the voicing though. So let's play it right now and then we can talk about it. So just about a bar before, here we go. I think that's the top note and the bass note, the B, C. Let's listen one more time. Here it is. Oh no, the top note is that piano motif, the and it's tricky too to hear because this piano motif is going on while the chord is moving underneath it. So it's kind of two things happening simultaneously. So it's a little hard to hear the two parts separately because it's chords that's played by the piano and then that repeating line played by the piano. So to hear the two at the same time, it makes it a little bit harder, in my opinion, to try to figure out this chord. But let's just listen one more time because I really want to see if I can at least think of a chord symbol or a function to go with it. And then I'll give you a few theories, and then if anybody else has any other theories as to what this might be, we can talk about it. But I wrote G major 7 in this little marker right here. And the reason I did that was because when I was listening to it, I knew for sure that there was not, or that there was a note in the chord that wasn't diatonic. Now, I think I talked about this in my last video, but a quick refresher, diatonic means in the key. So this song's in the key of C, which means the scale is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, right? Or on the piano, that's all of the white notes. There's no sharps or flats. But this chord, in just listening to it, it definitely sounds like there's a note in the chord that's not diatonic. I think, at least. I feel like I'm experiencing this thing right now where if you hear a word more than once and like over and over and over again, if you hear the same word like bowl, it begins to lose meaning. I feel like I'm experiencing that with listening to this chord over and over again in the song, because even like preparing for this video, I was like, I'm so sure that there's an F sharp in this chord. But now that I'm hearing it again, I'm like, Is there though? I don't know. Like, I think there is. That's the closest that I can get to voicing that chord. And if I'm correct in that, I don't even know how I would like call that as far as like the function of it. Normally when you see an F sharp in the key of C, or to make it in numbers terms, whenever you see the sharp 11 or the flat 5 in a given key, or not usually, but a lot of the time that note functions as the third of the 5 of 5, right? So in the key of C, the 5 of 5 would be a D7, and the F sharp is the third of a D7, right? And then the 5 is a G7. So normally that's the context that we would hear a sharp 11 or a flat 5 in, right? It would just be like that whole the classic. This is that Michael Bublé song. I love this song, by the way. But obviously that's not the function of the F sharp in this song. It's right, that's clearly not a 5 of 5 to 5 progression. It's just the bass moving down, I think, to the B. Maybe it's just that. Like a B minor 7 with the G on top. I'd probably call that, though, let's see what the app I'm using is calling it. G major 7 over B, yeah. I'd probably call it that, but like it's functioning so weirdly. It's just like I don't even know how to think about this chord. This is a moment, I feel like this is a great time when I'm like, I need other musicians' inputs. Like, what is happening with this chord? What is going on? Why does it work? My theory is that Epiphany is so simple the majority of the time, using just simple like 4 chords, like 6, 5, all of those, like the basic 4 chords, 1, 4, 5, 6, that when an occasional moment where it's non-diatonic happens, it's so subtle and it just kind of slides in there very subtly. I just said subtle twice, but it's so just, sneaky, like being non-diatonic under the radar. Like when it happens, it's just kind of throwing an ingredient into the soup that you wouldn't expect, but it still works. I guess that's how I'm thinking about it. As far as the function goes, I don't know if maybe this is a moment when I need to stop thinking so heavily in terms of the function of a chord. Like I love function and I love progression. Like let's talk about progression for a second. That's one of the beautiful things about chords in general, right? Is that like it leads from one thing to one thing to one thing to one thing. It progresses like a classic 3, 6, 2, 5, 1 progression. Like it just is so satisfying. What was that? There it is again. And I'm not saying that chord isn't satisfying. It's just I don't think I've ever used that chord in any song or performance or gig or like creative flow. It just like threw me off. So I don't think I have many other thoughts to say about this song or this chord really. To be honest with you, I had a whole video planned for the song Epiphany, and I was going to talk about more to the song, but as I was thinking about it and just kind of going through my notes, I was realizing that honestly, like the thing that's baffling me the most is just this one chord. Let's listen to it one more time. And then I'll let it roll because it happens one more time. Here it is. Same thing, right? I think it's got to be some combination of those notes, but yeah, this is that moment that baffled me in this song, if not the whole movie, because even a lot of John Batista's music, it's awesome, it's jazzy, it's funky, and I think one of the reasons it's so fun is because it's like harmonically not too complicated. Like the grooves feel great, the chords are awesome, but like harmonically it's pretty simple to understand chord progressions, and like this song Epiphany, even more simple to understand, except this one moment. So that's it. That's the whole video. If you have an explanation of that moment of Epiphany, let me know what you think about that moment of music, as far as function, voicing, just your opinion on it. And as always, keep listening to great music. I hope you have a beautiful day. I hope you have a beautiful week. Oh, and I should plug my lessons too. If you want music lessons, or you know anybody that wants music lessons themselves, please check out my website, which is linked in the description below. I do lessons in person out of my home studio, but more importantly, since this is YouTube, I do online lessons as well, whether they're in California where I am, or or anywhere else in the world. I would love to get to teach as many people as I can. So that's about it, and remember, it's all music.